He and Whitlock speak for themselves together every day on Fox Sports 1, FS1, and his new book.
Yes.
It's called Never Shut Up, starting available tomorrow, where all books can be acquired. Man who got Magic Johnson, Bruce Smith, and more to give testimonials to him on the back of his book. None other than Marcellus Wiley.
Hey, Rich.
How are you,
brother?
Marcellus?
Oh, been great, man. Watching you now, it's good to be here with you.
Right back at you. When did we first meet?
Oof.
When you were still playing, right?
Yeah.
And you were on the NFL Network.
I was a correspondent before broadcast,
Right.
Media, and they had the opportunity for players to be a part of the media. I just did it off of my own relationships, and that turned into when I was active player. The years we didn't make the playoffs, I would show up at this new network. I guess started
That's
in
right.
04, NFL Network, and.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, I'm on the field with LaDainian Tomlinson, my former teammate, interviewing him because he's in the playoffs, and I'm a correspondent. That's how I started.
Yeah, I think we started in 03. Actually, we're celebrating our 15th
there you
anniversary
go.
in a couple weeks. I think you were a Cowboy
Yeah.
for 2004.
No playoffs there.
Well, I know, and you just come off of being with the Chargers for 3 years.
Yeah.
So you're saying, despite your success, well, not despite your success, in light of your success at now Fox Sports 1 and then all those years at ESPN, the NFL Network was the first one to knock on Marcellus Wiley's door and say, how about you giving this a try?
Hey, you know what? Give you your props for starting me in this business.
Not me. Give you your props because it's not easy to do what you have done, which is transition from the NFL, as you call yourself on your book, an NFL outlier.
Yeah.
To go from that to what you're doing right now.
Yeah,
It's really impressive, Marcellus, I got to tell you.
It was a road less traveled, obviously, coming from the inner city, Compton, California, South Central, and going across the country to Columbia, a place with such a great academic reputation, but not the yellow brick road to the NFL. A lot of naysayers along the way. A lot of people told me I wouldn't make it or achieve my goals. And then taking there from Columbia, one of the lowliest programs at the time in terms of reputation, football-wise, and making it to the NFL, getting drafted second round.
Are you the highest draftee in the history of Columbia football?
No, they actually have had some first-rounders back in the 70s and, some of the yesteryear times, but yeah.
Second round, because I've done the combine since 03. I've never seen a Columbia Lion come through.
And we haven't seen anybody run as fast as you do in the suit.
So that's why you call yourself an NFL outlier?
Yeah, it's just the contradictions from one destination to the next, and not many people travel those same paths. And from that, I gained kind of a different perspective, a fan experience, it felt like, because I was living a dream. So through my 10-year playing career, I kind of came in with a different mindset that it seemed like a lot of guys. I wasn't tired of big business football. I wasn't jaded from the experience. I really cherished every moment of it because I was a guy who was told he would never make it there in the first place.
Marcellus Wiley here on the Rich Eisen Show, and Drew Brees with his 500th career touchdown pass, and he went 501. He went full-on jeans on us by adding another one yesterday in a huge win for the Saints over the Ravens. And here he is pushing 40 now, getting out of the pocket, making some incredible throws. You were there when he first stepped off the campus of Purdue.
Yes.
And you were there when he was a rookie in San Diego. Did you see anything there when you saw him that, hey, this could be a GOAT walking into our midst right now?
No, I will be candid and say no, to the point where Drew and I even had a little words of difference at times. I was empowered by the team. His rookie year, he was struggling, and people wanted Doug Flutie to be our quarterback because he was a veteran. He had success in Buffalo, and Drew's going to be their future, so let Doug be the present. And I'm one of the guys that was told to go upstairs and make sure that change occurred. Kind of in the Jalen Ramsey mode, but I was more outspoken than I think even Jalen Ramsey. And after one game, I said, 777, Doug Flutie should be our quarterback. Who would have known that Drew Brees would make me eat those words? And obviously that message didn't age well, but he came in with his positive and negative attributes, people said. Some people said deadly accurate, not the arm strength you desire for an NFL quarterback. And I got to see him from throw one to still present day, seeing him do amazing things. What I love about him is the old adage that football is a great game of skill, greater game of will. When a guy tears his shoulder off his body, basically, when a guy responds from that kind of adversity, from his early playing years, that adversity, he didn't hit the ground running like LaDainian Tomlinson did that same year. To become who he is right now, all about character, all about his perseverance.
It's amazing. I did not know that story about you and Brees. Are you and Brees okay?
Yeah,
now?
we're good.
You're good now?
We're good. I don't know if Brittany's still his wife, is my friend, the way it went down. But,
okay.
it was a different time there. It wasn't social media and everything. But
no, it's also, too, though, Big Ben had that issue. Remember Alan Faneca? Like, who is this kid coming in?
Yeah.
We don't need him right now. We can't turn things over to a rookie. I mean, that happens in the NFL all the time. And I think the way that rookies are now coming out of college now, people can't understand that might have been an issue for veterans with a rookie quarterback who's drafted high. Now that you see what Mahomes can do. I mean, Wentz, Goff, Watson, you could just go on and on and on. And now you're saying, why aren't these guys playing right now as opposed to why are they playing at all?
Yeah,
it's
back
a totally
in those
different
days,
time, I think.
We had a different leash. Like our calendars have to synchronize. So if I'm a veteran, I don't have time to wait for you to get good. I don't have time for you to catch up to us and come to speed with us. And we didn't have that leash for him as well. But obviously he proved us wrong. But different times there.
So Le'Veon Bell's going to be coming back soon, one would think. Did you have an issue with what his offensive line said when he first held out?
Oh, definitely. One, I've never heard an offensive line ever come out and want to be on record, names, faces, to anything. They're the anonymous ones in the locker room. They're the smart guys. They're the tightest knit group. They're the ones that want to stay in the back in terms of attention because they do all the dirty work. And I've never seen a collective offensive line just come out. But that just showed me how much desperation and love they have for this player, that they would cross those lines to just show how much they care for him. It was kind of almost egoless. It's like, look, we know we look bad in this moment talking about this guy's money. Offensive linemen usually don't talk at all. But if he's not going to come back, we're hurt by that. And I kind of took it from that perspective as well.
You're the only one I've come across that's taken it from that perspective.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens as they're coming back against the Browns, who, Hugh Jackson saying he wants to take the control of the offense back a little bit more. With Todd Haley now going back to Pittsburgh, it seems like an odd time for him to do something like that. And Peter King's going to be joining us later on the show. We'll discuss that. Do you have the Overreaction Monday or Reaction Monday subjects for Marcellus and I to chew on right here?
Yes, I do.
Are you ready to do this?
Oh, yeah.
Now,
Let's
we're not going to be split-screened or anything like that.
Okay.
It's just you and I having a conversation.
All right, cool.
Okay, here we
no
go.
Rondo, Chris Paul moment? Not yet.
Now, before we get into that, though, you think Rondo won the quote-unquote fight over there?
Of course.
What? Of course. Please show your work. Back that up. What do you mean, of course? He got the first punch off. That's school. That's how you grade fights in school, school times. He hit me first. But
punch first, punch hardest.
But he didn't punch the hardest. Chris got an uppercut in there, a straight right. And that's all after recovering from a first glancing jab. So I give the points to Chris Paul,
Do you think he
Chris Paul doesn't get, I don't know, man.
No, that's your Celtics. That's your Celtics.
And
pride
I
right
like
there.
I'm not a big
All right,
CP3
so Chris
fan.
took that. But now, of course, great editing. Chris is winning the rest.
Now, do you think that Rondo spit at him?
Yes.
You do?
Absolutely. Those accidents that are on purpose, we're all guilty of that. I stepped on quarterbacks' fingers, and when they say, hey, man, what you doing? I'm like, I got to take a step, don't I? I didn't have to take a step there. Rondo didn't say anything out of his mouth. Rondo was not speaking to Chris Paul. He looks to the side if you watch it. Then he looks at him, gives him a little quick one.
Even with the mouth guard.
Yes. I've worn it my entire life. Guess what? I know how to manipulate it. And then you give you a quick one, and then you look away. What's telling is, one, he didn't do anything else with his mouth but one action. That's telling. Two, whenever you know you're about to do something, you always try to play it off. And this is just body language 101, man. You can easily see this. CSI will have a field day with this. This is too easy. It's too easy. Yeah, Rondo spit on him.
CSI Staples coming soon to CBS, America's Most Watched Network. All right, so do you think that was an appropriate suspension from the NBA? 2 for CP3, 3 for Rondo, and 4 for Brandon Ingram, who went top rope on this whole thing.
Yeah, he did. Ingram deserved the most because he was the fire starter. Tough on Chris Paul. You take the high road, one, because you're Chris Paul, Players Association president. Hey, I'm not trying to get suspended off of some altercation, but you spit on me. So now it's like all bets are off, but still I'm respecting the consequences. So what do? you mush someone. Mushing, to people who don't know what mushing is, it means I want to hit you so bad, but I know I can't. I'm going to get in trouble. This is bad. You want to mush your brother or something. Like, oh, I want to just deck you. So you mush him. Don't you ever come in my face again. And then Rondo, being from where Rondo's from, said, oh, the fight's already started. Back. And now Chris Paul had to respect that and respond to that. All bets are off. But schoolyard people would have told Chris Paul, once he spit on you, just swing.
Okay.
But he took the L because he didn't.
So this goes back 10 years. Did you ever have somebody that you hated so long when you were in the NFL that from week one to week last you would have mushed or gone down, thrown down or anything like that?
I wouldn't say.
You're smiling right now.
Yeah, I mean,
Give me a name.
Lincoln Kennedy and I had our wars, but it was
Lincoln.
Yeah, big Lincoln. Like, thighs for arms. Yeah, them big old arms just punch me every time. I was like, man, this hurts. But he's like, the worst thing is when I get a sack on Lincoln or he pancakes me, whatever happens, people are caught up in those moments. It wasn't those. It was third quarter, 2nd and 6. No one took notice, just another play, and he punches you. And you don't get to the quarterback, and you just poof. I mean, defibrillator. And I'm like, oh, God. And I got to go back. It's third down. And you just got to keep going back to the head of security at the club. You're like, this is the biggest dude I ever met in my life. And play after play. Lincoln and I had some wars, but we could always smile it off at the end.
At the end.
Yeah, you have to.
Because this with CP3 and, Rondo has been bubbling forever. And they're going to be, they're going to be playing again and again and again now.
Yeah. I mean, well, look, that's the nature of basketball. It will fester. It will bubble because they don't have a way to really let it out. Like Lincoln and I was like, all right, I see you on third down, bro. If you really got a problem and we can handle that within the confines of the game. In basketball, you get hit, you get 2 free throws, but I still want to hit you. So it comes out in these little antics, and I got to hold on to the ball. From Rondo one year, he did it, and Chris is trying to grab it, or I got to hit you with one of those every now and then. They can't really fully let it out.
Yeah, that was really something. And LeBron's evening, that's what we were all going to be talking about, beginning to end, and the result that was going to be happening. That was secondary. Yeah. Absolutely secondary to what we saw.
A lot of tug of war going on with LeBron right now. The heartstrings. CP3's my boy. Rondo's my teammate. Then the reports of Rondo's girlfriend pushing CP3's wife. So now you got to deal with that.
I didn't hear that.
Oh, yeah. It's real in the field.
Are you serious? That spilled out over there?
Oh, yeah. It's real in the field. Yeah. So now you got to deal with that. You got next to LeBron's wife, Savannah. So Savannah has to talk through that, go through her emotions with LeBron. LeBron has to go through his team's emotions because the optics don't look good. You're grabbing the other guy instead of us. And then you still got to deal with the fact that CP3's my boy. So how did he take this all? But I think Rondo's thorough enough to man up to what he did wrong. Privately, I don't know if there's going to be some big public apology, but I think behind closed doors, Rondo will own up.
Maybe we should get this as a new episode of The Shop.
Right.
Where LeBron gets everybody in the shop and let's hash it out.
You know it.
Let's hash it. We should get Drake back.
Oh, yeah.
Drake back.
He's
the
open.
ambassador. He could represent.
John Stewart. Just fair and balanced.
Who else can we get? Let's just get them all.
Just do it, huh?
I would watch that.
Maverick Carter's there. Stir it up.
Odell, Eli Manning. Let's just get them in there.
Oh, wow. Jalen Ramsey, Blake Bortles, Eli Manning, and Odell. That's the show.
Just keep the Clippers out of the hands of Brandon Ingram because he comes over the top. All right, here's what I'd like to do. I'd like to take a break.
Okay.
One more segment with you. And then we're going to do the Overreaction Monday. So we got a whole nice amount of time with you.
All right, let's get it.
And when Marcellus Wiley, Never Shut Up, is a new book that's out tomorrow. We'll discuss that a little bit more with the co-host of Speak for Yourself every day on FS1 with Jason Whitlock. Marcellus Wiley here on The Rich Eisen Show. Back with Overreaction Monday from the NFL and the rest of the sports world in a moment. All right, welcome back to the Rich Eisen Show. I'm just looking through Never Shut Up, Marcellus Wiley's new book. Just look at his beautiful family on the back right there.
Thank you. I like how you read. You start in the back, just like me.
I know. Well, actually, I'll be honest. I always look to see if somebody's name is in the back.
My publisher told me that. She's like, your acknowledgments is more important than your book. Wow. I was like, what?
Wow. No, just like, Eisen, Rich, pages.
Yeah, and you get mentioned.
4-6.
NFL Network.
Yeah, just
got my start.
You got your start.
Love it, man.
So you've got a little boy. How old is he?
3.
And your daughter goes to UConn.
Yeah, she's 19, sophomore, running track at UConn.
And you've got another one on the way.
Yeah, expecting in January.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
Now you just started at FS1, right?
Yes.
Do you expect a baby gift from Whitlock though? I mean, have you are you tight enough with him yet? Where you expect?
We're cool. You know, I think he already gave me my first gift, Casa Dragones, if people are not familiar with that. Tequila. He upgraded my tequila palate, so I respect that.
Whitlock's already done that, huh?
Yes, he's done that. And he may ride that all the way through the baby gift, say, hey, man, I really took care of you in your hydration situation. But hopefully he looks out for me. But he's really another gentle giant, another guy that behind the veil, behind persona, whatever people may think of opinions, is really a cool cat and is always looking out for you.
Excellent.
Yeah, I love it.
But Skip is an ass, though, right?
No, Skip is the best. That's the most gentle dude, and you know that too. That's why you say.
Actually, I don't.
You don't know that?
No, I don't.
He is.
I just took a shot.
That's King Kind.
On behalf of LeBron, I took a shot, and Troy Aikman, I just took a shot. All right, so let's get to. Do you have overreaction?
I do.
All right, here we go.
Let's
Play it.
That was terrible. That was crap. That was garbage. This place sucks.
Overreaction Monday.
All right, Overreaction Monday. Chris Brockman is going to read off a headline based on some of the sports. Is it all NFL? You're mixing it up here.
No, it's not all NFL.
Okay, so from this very busy sports weekend, he throws out a headline. We decide whether it's an overreaction or not.
Okay.
Okay, first up, Chris, go for it.
They got smoked this weekend, and he got benched. Blake Bortles will not end the season as the Jaguars' starting quarterback.
Overreaction or not? What do you think?
Overreaction.
I agree.
Too much money is invested in him. You have to give a guy a second chance in terms of the benching. How will you respond? Because that's the true sign of your character and how you deal with adversity. We all get knocked down is if you get up, and they're going to give him a chance to get up.
The only reason why he wouldn't be the starting quarterback for the Jaguars in Week 17 is two reasons. One, that he is injured. Two, that they have gone ahead and made a particularly bold maneuver in the next week plus, because the trade deadline is next week.
Yeah.
There's always that conversation about Eli. Let's see if the Giants get blown out tonight and fall to 1-6. I think Bortles is going to be the starting quarterback on NFL Network with me and the Game Day Morning crew calling the game against the Eagles. By the way, that's a promo I just
I
worked in
love
there
how
for
you did it.
Okay.
Seamless.
I think Bortles starts this week in London, where he's the Jerry Lewis of quarterbacks. Everybody thinks he's the greatest quarterback ever there because he balls out in London. I think they're going to put him back in there this week.
Yeah, but do not swap out a Blake Bortles for Eli Manning. If I'm on that team, I'm like, you just painted our problem different, but it's the same problem. That's lipstick on this pig.
No, I know that basically Bortles' feet is what sometimes gets him through the day. But don't you think that Eli Manning would improve things over there? You
improve over Bortles? I don't know. He doesn't even come in with the reputation now that you will have to respect and revere, player to player. You know, he's protected in New York, two-time MVP and that legacy. But right now, I think enough of the guys on the collective have talked about Eli Manning and said, can't get you the ball, man. Shell-shocked in the pocket. Can't extend plays. Can't get off script. That's today's NFL. I don't think that he will walk in and get the love and the leash that he deserves.
So that's an overreaction from both this seat and Marcellus Wiley's. What's next over there, Chris?
Philadelphia Eagles will miss the playoffs.
I think that's an overreaction.
Definitely overreaction. There are only 2 games back in the division with Washington lead, and they play Washington twice going forward.
They do.
You already won the head-to-head against Dallas. Easy to spin that one if I'm in the locker room and say, hey, we're fine. We just need to get this hangover behind us and let's get rolling.
What is the hangover, though, right? I mean, because it was whatever that is. We saw it in the fourth quarter. They were up by 17-0.
Yeah.
And then here comes 21-17. They couldn't stop Cam, who was just dynamite in the fourth quarter. That was a huge win for Carolina.
Yeah, I mean, every hangover is different. Depends on what you had. And if you look at this team, what they had was an underdog mentality, wearing the dog mask, and no one respects us. And then the offseason, after you become Super Bowl champions, everyone felt like they arrived. Everyone felt like we're the ones now that's going out there as the predators. They responded better when they felt like they were the prey, and they just start talking trash. And it's between the ears stuff. You know, don't feel like you have arrived in the NFL at any moment, especially when you're a champion, when you're going to get everyone's best.
All right, what else do you have over there, Chris?
Let's go to Minnesota. Adam Thielen is the best wide receiver in football.
That's not an overreaction. I'm going to take that. He's tremendous.
He is.
He's terrific. The numbers back it up. He makes every catch. He catches every throw his way.
Best receiver in football?
I'll take it.
I'm not an overreaction, you're right. But I wouldn't, for my money, I still take a Julio Jones, despite the production issues at time, and that's more of a Matt Ryan conversation than Julio Jones. Antonio Brown, I still like him, but Thielen's right there. So how about that? 2 years ago, 3 years ago, Dez Bryant was right there. It comes fast. It could go up fast, go down fast. But Thielen's tier one with the other two guys.
So not an overreaction, but an argument.
But an argument, yeah.
Okay.
Don't put them at one, no.
Okay.
Don't put them at one.
What do you have over there,
The
Chris?
Saints are the second best team in the NFC behind the Rams.
That's not an overreaction. I'll take it. Now, obviously, this is gonna be decided this coming Sunday night when the Saints and Vikings play one another. I assume that's the other team that you're talking about. Carolina could be thrown in the mix. You could throw maybe Green Bay in the mix. I wouldn't take Washington over the Saints right now.
Yeah,
I say
not
that
an
the Saints are the
overreaction.
second best team.
Look, the Rams have to play someone. I think there's a cliff between them and the other teams, whether it's Saints or Vikings. But Vikings played them tough.
A cliff, huh?
Yeah, I think there's a cliff. The Rams are still semi-mash unit. Guys are falling left to right, and some guys are still trying to play through those same injuries. But no Talib still. Cooper Kupp, we don't know the extent of his injuries. Farrell Cooper, a lot of guys that they're going to count on. January football. Haven't given them full effort just yet because of injury. Their squad.
By the way, we're going to find over the next 2 weeks. Saints' next two games at Minnesota, home for the Rams.
Yeah, there you go. See what happens in NFC.
Man, the scheduling makers are going to – the Rams will earn every last bit of it. The Rams took on Minnesota, beat them already. They're taking on Green Bay at home this week. Mm-hmm. They go at New Orleans. Then they play Kansas City and Mexico City.
Ooh, we got to cross the border.
They play Philadelphia at home.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
The only team that's missing on this list is New England, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's how it's going to play out. AFC, NFC, it looks like those are the two teams to beat. Chargers have something to say about that as well.
Chris, another one over there, please.
This will be Jason Garrett's last season as Cowboys head coach if they do not make the playoffs.
We're both looking at each other. Who's going to go first? I'll go first. That is not an overreaction.
You think this is it?
If they don't make the playoffs this year, this division is ready to be taken. They have a defense
They do.
that is no joke. Jalen Smith is balling out. Van Der Esch was a terrific pick. I know a lot of folks were like, where's Ridley? We need a wide receiver. Van Der Esch and that kid and those front four is no joke also. Mm-hmm. They've got Byron Jones on the back end. They should be able, if they score 3 touchdowns, if they score 17 to 21 points, they should win more than not. And you've got Zeke back there. How is Dak suddenly so useless sometimes? It really is. I understand they don't have people outside the numbers from time to time that we can talk about, but they should win this division this year.
They should. And that's the conversation. Is it the coach or is it Dak Prescott? That's the conversation. For me, it's interesting if you look at Dak by the numbers, has never proved consistently that he can be an elite quarterback under these new rules. A guy who's mentally conservative, doesn't pull the trigger, as Tony Romo kept pointing out, thankfully, is a little slower with the eyes than you desire for an elite quarterback, missing some receivers that are getting separation, are open. But
isn't that coachable, though?
I would assume so. I would hope so. But this is Dak's third year, and he was thrown to the fire. So it's not like this is a young third-year player. This is a guy that you would expect a little more out of, to do things on his own, regardless of what's trying to hold him back. We'll see.
Well, you didn't make it to FS1 sitting on the fence. Is that an overreaction or not?
Jason Garrett stays beyond this year, so I think
it's
that's
an overreaction.
Overreaction.
Can you sneak one more in here, Chris?
The Michigan Wolverines are the best team in the Big Ten.
No, that's an overreaction.
What did he say?
The Michigan Wolverines are the best team in the Big Ten. That's
Best
an overreaction.
team in the Big Ten.
That's an overreaction.
That's overreaction. Not yet. You still got Ohio State's come up with November 6th.
It's Penn State after a bye.
Yeah.
They're going to kick the crap out of bye. Okay, and then it comes Penn State. Then they've got Indiana and Rutgers in some form of one of the order, and then Ohio State.
Yeah,
but they have the ability to be that. They have the ability to be that.
Mm-hmm. You're pumped, huh? You been out there yet?
I have not been out there yet because I'm too busy doing the Sunday job.
Yeah,
but I'm pumped. Last 2 weeks have been particularly satisfying,
especially after they tried to write off Harbaugh earlier this year after the Notre Dame game. It was coming.
It is.
Yeah. Respond.
Do you have one last quick one?
Yeah, last one. The Lakers are 0-2. They will miss the playoffs this year.
Overreaction. They're making the playoffs. Still second best team in the West.
Second best team in the West.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and once again, that cliff is there. Golden State, and then Lakers going to be second best.
I think it's an overreaction. They missed the playoffs, but it's an overreaction. They're the second best team in the West right now.
Okay. Well, OKC's off to a sluggish start. No.
Don't sleep
West
on New Orleans now.
New Orleans.
Don't sleep on Utah.
Yeah.
Don't sleep on the Nuggets.
I give you Utah out of that group, but New Orleans will find a way to implode.
Okay.
Houston and Portland, the two teams that beat you.
All right.
Yeah. Good point.
That's true, too. Marcellus Wiley, catch him every day with Whitlock on FS1 on Speak for Yourself. And go get this man's book, please.
Please do, man.
You bet. Please go get this man's book. Never Shut Up, Marcellus Wiley. Great to see you. Hopefully this is not a one-off. Please come down.
Love it, man.
Love to have you
Appreciate
back.
you, Rich, always, man.
Love watching your success.
Thank you, brother.
And congrats on the
Anytime you
newborn
want to
coming.
race me in the 40, too, because that's what I'm about. Beating guys in suits.
That's an overreaction. That's an overreaction. You've got to wear this suit, though. You've got to wear the Murdoch-issued suit.
Yeah, we'll tear it up in turf green, huh? Tear it up.
Okay, top of hour number 2, the latest on college football, the top 25 list, and why I think Alabama should lose to LSU. Just lose it. What am I talking about? See, this man comes from FS1 and I'm hot taking like crazy.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.